Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, one for the senses, entertainment only. What am I going to have a look at today? Goodness me. As usual, an endless list. Interestingly enough, apparently Kirsty Nome has put out a media release saying that there is now no age limit for ICE agents, so sign on up if you're wanting to. And apparently you get a $50,000 signing bonus, so you get this straight up front. And then apparently you get your student loan scrap. So very tempting to sign up, get your 50,000, get your student loan debt wiped off, and then resign, I can imagine. So they're obviously getting very desperate to try and get some people to sign up, because I think they're not getting the numbers that they were wanting to get. And of course, this is all on the taxpayer's dime. So just roll my eyes in regards to that. Apparently, Big Balls was beaten up in Washington, D.C. In a supposed carjacking. I'm just going to do a quick yes-no on this to see whether it was actually staged, because this is part of the call for a clampdown on crime in Washington, D.C., the felons call. However, if you look at the actual figures, crime is apparently down 35% year on year. So I'm just going to have a quick look. Was Big Balls's, the 19-year-old from Fleon's Doge, was this carjacking, beating staged for any particular reason? Let's have a quick look. Was it staged? Yes and yes. Yes, it was. Yes, yes, yes. The yeses keep coming. Yes, it was staged I think, probably for the publicity and to make a point. I'm not going to ask what's going to come out of that. Oh, actually, I might. Let me just throw a couple of cards just very quickly, just at the beginning of this reading. What is the intention? To take control. The Emperor is all about control, but I don't think he's going to succeed at it, because the real figures, crime is down 35% year on year. It's overreach. That's I can't remember who uses that as their overreach card. It might be Laurie from Way of Positive Change. Just show me really quickly what was the purpose of this staged. Oh, because it's someone who has, apparently they've arrested a couple of teenagers, allegedly. Let's have a look. Show me just very quickly the purpose of the Big Balls beating. Let's have a look using the Smith-Waite Centennial Tarot deck. Right, let's go. Page of Pentacles to new opportunity being presented, bringing forth a new opportunity, and it's about the abuse of power. So it's almost like trying to create, looking at potential opportunities to overreach and abuse their power. Yeah, manipulation, manifesting a false beating. This could be the beating itself with the Seven of Wands in the past. Something unexpected coming out of left field. Some sort of unexpected news coming forward. Or this could be the beating itself. Five of Wands, the throwing under the bus, the infighting. Actually, I want to have a look at this a bit more. Externally, we've got the Empress. So we've got the Empress, had the Emperor before, we've got the Magician. The Empress is about birthing something new. This is about protection, nurturing, can also be my Russia card, but let's see how we go internally. Some sort of circle of support here. Oh gosh. It's almost like working together so that this can be enacted. Let's see where we go. Hopes and fears, the legal system. Okay, I've got an inkling about this. The Chariot, crowning the reading, the Chariot, the ability to move forward is going to bring about a Tower moment, and then the Fool. walking off the cliff. Look at these three major arcana as the outcome. What I'm actually, there's some sort of announcement going to come from the White House in regards to this. However, you've got the Hermit, which is about shining a light in the dark. And then you've got the legal retreat. What I'm getting from this, well, then we've got Temperance, the Star, and the Walking Away. What I'm getting from these cards, this actually has gone down a little bit of a path that I wasn't expecting, as my guides usually do, is that those that were arrested are not actually going to play ball. It's almost like they got paid. I'm getting the figure of 5,000, and I'm feeling, I think they're going to spill the beans on this. As I'm poker shuffling and split the deck, we've got this throwing under the bus, the infighting. One of them may break ranks and actually talk to the lawyer or talk to a lawyer. I want a different lawyer. Watch for who the lawyers are that will be appointed to the case, because I'm feeling that it's just one more sort of manipulation to try and change people's viewpoints. I'm getting watch to see, betrayal. I don't know how many teens were arrested, but a feeling of betrayal, a feeling of loss. And I'm getting the figure, I'm just going to say, I'm getting the figure of 5,000 presented to me. I think the teenagers got paid to do this, but when reality sets in of that they might have, criminal convictions and court cases and stuff, I think one of them might break ranks. So just watch to see who the lawyers are that are appointed to this, if they are past history of being regime lawyers. Okay, what else is in the news? What have I got there? Oh, the twerp is threatening the EU because they've pulled out of investing 600 million or whatever dollars in the US, or billion, whatever it was. You can threaten other countries all you like. Other countries and other regions can do what they like. They do not have to bow down to the orange twerp. Okay, what else have I got here? Oh gosh, I've got notes all over my notebook. Okay, what I'm actually going to read on to start with is I put a lot of news snippets that I don't read on in the, where do I put it? In my post section. So if you go to Meister Tarot under any video, it'll take you to the main page and you'll see posts. It used to be called community. I put a lot of little news items under there that I don't necessarily read on, or I might just mention in passing. But Dan Repicoli, he's such a man's man with his beard, and he's an Olympic shooter, and he's 6'8", blah, 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 blah. Absolutely embracing the dignity program of supplying period products to women who are homeless or can't afford them, or in domestic violence refuges and all this sort of stuff. What a man. Love him. Very much Tim Waltz energy. Oh, in case you're wondering, Spotty's home, fast asleep. He had several teeth removed. That was the issue. Blood test came back. Never seen a healthier dog. He's absolutely brilliant for 13. And so he's home after a sleepover at the vet's. And he's having a snooze over in the corner there. Okay, what I want to have a look at, I'm going to use the Trip and Wait Tarot. And I'm going to have a look at the JD meeting, the unofficial come and have dinner with me JD meeting that got reported and then got cancelled. So speaking of my post section in regards to, there's a few bits about RFK cancelling the $500 billion vaccine research. Was it billion or million? I can't remember. It might have been $500 million vaccine research funding, right when the world is having all sorts of viral outbreaks, from measles to malaria, and you name it. Yeah, gee, I can see that going over well. The interesting thing is, though, is that we learnt from COVID is that the majority of people that passed from COVID were MAGA supporters. So try and make sense of that. And you got to remember the orange felon. Yes, it's saying, yes, absolutely. Remember that. A lot of news coming out, and absolutely, yes. This could be the reporting, etc. Uh, he's also gutted the CDC, the Centre of Diseases Control. But remember, during COVID, the Orange Twerp ordered the stopping of testing. Because if you don't test, then there's no disease. Oh, not sure how that works. And then he also ordered, and a lot of the states did this, that if somebody passed away, they weren't allowed to have passed away from COVID. You had to find another reason. And COVID's one of those things that if you have especially underlying health conditions, it's not the COVID so much that kills you, it's the underlying condition. But if you hadn't caught COVID, then the underlying condition wouldn't have killed you. But they reported on the underlying conditions. Yeah. And there's the death card. So it's very similar sort of energy with RFK at the moment. Okay, but what I want to have a look at is the meeting that was reported. Now, you've got to remember with the reporting where the sources come from. ABC News, this is the American Broadcasting Corporation, not the Australian one. The Australian one's pretty good. The ABC in the US reported that Ghislaine Maxwell has stated that she never saw the Orange Twerp do anything illegal or compromising or anything along those lines. So who told the ABC that? I'm sure it wasn't Ghislaine Maxwell, so it came from Blanche or Bondi or the DOJ, and you can't believe anything they say anyhow. So it would have been really nice if the ABC had cited their source, but oh man, they must think we're stupid or something. So yeah, the integrity of the ABC just took a big dive in my books. And I just wanted to mention who had been subpoenaed to the congressional hearing on Epstein. The ex-US attorneys Lynch, Holder, Garland, Barr, Gonzalez, and Sessions. Didn't realise there were so many. And ex-FBI Mueller and Comey, and as well as Bill and Hillary Clinton. Now, the reason they're saying Hillary is because apparently 15 years ago, one of Epstein's nephews volunteered for an election campaign or in her whatever office 15 years ago. Oh, goodness me, please. So anyhow, I hope if Bill does go in and tells what he knows, he puts the Orange Twerp in some very compromising situations. But what I want to have a look at is that there was a meeting, there was a report in one of the papers, can't remember which one. So obviously there's someone on the inside leaking, and I'm sure they're now desperately trying to figure out who the leaker is, that Shady was going to have a dinner at his private residence. So we're talking about an unofficial off-the-books meeting. Who was reported to be at that dinner? Wiles, Patel, Bondi, and Blanche. Gee, wonder what they've all got in common. The source had said it was to plot the Epstein strategy and craft a unified response. Now, apparently, because of that leak, the dinner has been cancelled. I'm sure it will still go ahead, but it will again still go off record. And Shady and the Orange Twerp in a press conference are calling it fake and total BS and a hoax, which indicates to me that it was 100% real. So let's have a look. What do we need to know about, will this meeting go ahead, and if so, how will it go? So we've got Wiles, Patel, Bondi, and Blanche, and Shady. How will the meeting be held, and what will be the outcome? I'm getting it will be held. Okay, thank you. It's almost like sort of in a closed room at the White House, all the recording equipment switched off. There might be some video of them all, leaked video of them all entering a room is what I'm getting. Might be, yeah, something getting out there. Now, both David from Tarot by the Bay and Denise Knight got this card and readings on the Orange Twerp's health, which this can mean ambulances. So just putting that out there, transportation ambulances. But let's have a look. Will the meeting be held? I'm getting footage, video, overhead camera footage of them all surreptitiously, is that a word? Yes, it is. I think something, but I'm sure I pronounced it wrong. Entering a room with the closed door. It's almost like they sort of go up to the doorknob, look around, and then go into the room. Now, they would know a camera was there, but I'm getting that the camera was supposed to be switched off. Okay, well, let's see how it plays out. Come on down, let's have a look. Will the meeting go ahead? Secrets being discussed. Secrets being discussed, being analysed, being looked at, trying to work out a path forward with this Epstein situation, because they're starting to realise that the people won't be duped if they just put out a highly redacted or Trump did nothing, because the evidence is out there that he did report. So this is, how do we cover these secrets up? It's under the cover of darkness, discussions, and you've got the domestic wolf and the wild wolf. So there'll be some intellectual discussions, but there'll also be some outbursts, is what I'm getting during this meeting. Might even be loud enough to be heard from outside the room in the corridor. But yep, absolutely. How to cover up the secrets. How are we going to do this? How are we going to work out this path forward? So big yes card. The challenge to them is trying to legally smother or put to rest this issue. That's their challenge. How are they going to legally put to rest this issue? So, well, I was going to say, so it can't be questioned, but it'll always be questioned. I mean, goodness, 60 years later, we're still discussing grassy knolls was it in Texas? I'm just trying to think. But yeah, this is, how do we put it to bed? How do we legally put it to bed? The foundation, here's this Chariot again. This is about how do we move forward, the energy they're stewing, and how can we move forward with this? Now, the two Sphinxes at the front, they're lying down with their arms crossed. They ain't moving anywhere. Now, the Chariot can also mean chaos, chaotic ability to move forward. But I'm just thinking the energy they're in is, how do we move this forward when we can't, when it's refusing to move forward? Okay, thank you. Love it when my guides chat to me. In the past, so I was asking about the meeting, this infighting, this squabbling to go to how to go about it. As I said, don't be surprised if there's some raised voices heard in the hallway. So this infighting, throwing under the bus, you take the fall. No, you take the fall. Yeah, it's just, whoo-wee. But crowning this reading, the truth will not be suppressed. I suspect they'll come out. This is a new beginning. Swords can also mean strategy. So I suspect they'll come out with a new strategy or their version of the truth to keep the crown up there. But the truth will not be, the truth won't stay hidden. But I think they're going to come out with a new strategy of their version of the truth to keep the crown up there. Okay, they're going to present something, some sort of document with that Knight of Pentacles, but it's not moving forward. Again, not moving forward. It's stopped. I don't think the public are going to wear it. It's not going to, as we say in Australia, it's not going to pass the pub test. Externally, they're going to claim something as a victory, but it's going to be a very uncomfortable victory. The horse looks like it's just about to buck the rider off there. Nobody in the background is celebrating. Nobody's cheering, nobody's celebrating, everybody's looking uncomfortable and or looking away. So the public, whatever they present, the public aren't going to wear it. They're going to herald it as oh, look what we did, blah 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 blah. But it's not going to wear. Internally, they've got the trying to spin the story, because pouring the water on land and water, practical, emotional. It's about the narcissistic star internally. It's also my best of US democracy and the Star of Hope and Healing internally. So this may be for the people who, we don't buy it. But to me, this is very, if I'm talking about those in the meeting, Shady, Wiles, Patel, Bondi and Blanche, with their strategy, this is very much to me about how do we play this to keep the star alive. Okay, hopes and fears. See you later. This could be the killing of the Epstein documents, or it could be simply the public don't wear it and it brings about a downfall. The public are going to feel stabbed in the back and they ain't going to wear it. It's not going to work. I'm just going to say whatever they plan, it's not going to work. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So here, again, presenting this new beginning, this document that's supposed to herald this new beginning, but it's literally going to drip through their fingers. Fool's gold, it can be. Ace of Pentacles also means you've got the opportunity to learn a lesson. And if you don't learn it, you will be destined to repeat it. So what I'm getting there is very much they're going to present something and the public ain't going to wear it. Yeah, then we've got the Tower. The Tower, and then we've got a harsh truth coming forward very quickly. Information, truth coming out quickly, but also like a rash truth. Loss and disappointment for this group, finding themselves restricted, an unexpected message out of left field for them. And then we've got the Empress card, the healing card. Yeah, the people disappointed in what's on offer with the Four of Cups. Volatile information's out there. They're going to try and spin it with the Temperance. They're going to try and manipulate it with the Magician. But it's the people are going to feel, and I'm talking about the United States people and the people of the world, are going to feel like they're sort of, this mob are cocooned in their warmth and their safety, with total corrupt, moral, financial, ethical corruption, disregard for what the people are actually demanding. And then we've got this investigation being started, information potentially coming from overseas with this Two of Wands, and bringing everything to an end. Yeah. Are there absolutely no surprises there whatsoever? Yeah, they're going to present something. They're going to try and create a. So yes, they are still going to meet. It's going to be unofficially off the record to try and work out some sort of what can we do, what can we give the people. They're going to draw up some sort of document or statement or whatever it is. It's not going to cut the mustard. It's going to be so blatantly false that it's not going to, I think some places say doesn't pass the smell test. We say it doesn't pass the pub test, where something makes sense both sober and drunk. Yeah, it's not, yeah, people aren't going to wear it. So have fun with that. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Love to you all. Catch you shortly. Bye-bye.